Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. This is biology session. You are watching challenges in improving agriculture products part 6. So, here improvement in the food resources, the agriculture. So, by the end of this lesson you are going to understand what are the steps involved in the process of agriculture, what are the methods to improve the crop production. Now, we are in the climax, that is a crop protection management. Okay. So, let us continue children. Will these factors affect the crop production? Definitely. The factors like weeds will affect the crop production if they are not removed. So, look at the crop figures relating to weeding in the table 1 and explain what effect there would be on crop production if a field is not weeded. Okay. So, you know very well there are many pests and the weeds. So, weeds main function is they compete with the crop plants for space, sunlight and nutrients. So, it is necessary to remove the weeds from the crop field. Why? Because as the seeds of the weeds will germinate and grow faster than the main crop plants and utilize all the nutrients present in the soil, thereby reducing the growth of main crop. Okay. So, what do you think should be done to rid a field of weeds? So, weeds must be removed by various methods. If very less number of weeds are there, okay, by means of hand picking, the mechanical removal of weeds either by ploughing or by using hands. So, there is one activity here, make a list of major weeds in your area. Okay, you have to go for field survey, so and find out which weeds grow with which type of crops. Then if possible collect these weeds and make a display. Okay, find out what farmers do. So, you interact with the farmer, you interview the farmer how they remove the weeds. So, find out what farmers do to get rid of these weeds. So, now come to another insects and plant diseases. Okay. Insects, pests are detrimental to the crops by attacking in 3 ways. What are those 3 ways? Chewing insects, sucking insects, internal feeders will be there. So, apart from the weeds, the plants are affected by insect attacks. Some insects eat the stems of the plants, some nibble at the leaves, while others destroy the roots, root grubs they are called. Okay. So, insects and pests, you can see here this is an effect, sucking insects. Okay. So, there are several microorganisms that destroy plants. We cannot see them, but we can see the destruction they cause in plants. For example, the fungi will be there in the form of spores, they attack, okay, the color change in the leaves, okay, and the loss of chlorophyll, leaf curling, like that the different effects they show. So, these include shriveling. Shriveling means the folding of the leaves and discoloration of leaves. As the healthy leaf is green in color. So, discoloration of the leaf is an indication of attack of some pests. Okay, rusting of the stem and leaves and even fungal growths, these are all the effects of the insects and the plant diseases. There are however, some useful microorganisms that make the nitrogen available to the plants like rhizobium bacteria, which is present in the roots. Okay. So, the diseases caused by the insects and microorganisms, okay, there are 2 agents which cause these insects acts like vectors which transmit the diseases. Okay, and microorganisms will affect the crop production by causing the disease. The question is how should we deal with this problem? So, nowadays the farmers use several chemicals like insecticides to destroy the insects, fungicides to destroy the fungi, and other chemicals. They are specific to destroy the particular agent. However, there are other ways to solve the problem. Okay, for example, the weeding could rid a field of weeds, or the insects can be captured and removed from the fields. The insecticides are actually, they are chemicals they use to kill insects. But what happens when we use the insecticides and pesticides? They not only kill the useful insects, but also kill the farmers' friends, means the pollinating agents like these honeybees and butterflies are also destroyed. Okay. So, there are certain chemicals like chloropyrifos, then malathion, lindane, and dimethoate, and metosistox. These are very dreadful chemicals which are used as insecticides. So, insects can develop the immunity if we use the same insecticide to destroy them continuously. Okay. They develop resistance. The immunity means the insect no longer has any effect on that insect's target. Okay. So, there are another problem, there is another problem when we use the insecticides to kill the pests, or weedicides or herbicides to destroy the weeds. A large percentage of these chemicals remain in the soil, and from the soil these chemicals find their way into the water sources. So, do you think that a chemical used to kill an insect will have no effect on humans? No, definitely it has some effect. Okay. So, the people who spray these chemicals in the fields are exposed to these to them, and some of these chemicals enter their body. So, what effect do you think these chemicals will have on their health? Okay, sometimes the concentration is more, then it may lead to some cancers, okay, some lung diseases, okay, and skin irritations, skin diseases, like that. So many health problems will arise if proper precautions are not to be taken by that farmer while spraying these insecticides and pesticides, isn't it? So, another problem if you take it is that these chemicals destroy all insects. Okay, they are insecticides, means to kill the insects only their function. So, we have seen earlier that some of these insects are useful and very helpful to the plants. Okay. In our state, the Prakasham and Guntur districts are the places where the pesticides and insecticides are used in large quantities. Okay. In AP, Prakasham and Guntur districts are the places where these pesticides and insecticides are used in large quantities. So, if the insects are the insects that pollinate crops are killed, then what effects will this have on a crop? Okay, the natural pollination process is disturbed, so that there is no fertilization, there is no formation of fruits and seeds. Okay. In recent times, why the farmers touch the flowers with handkerchiefs in sunflower fields? So, some people ask this question. So, if we do not use these chemicals, how can we get a good crop? How can we increase production? Is there any answer to this question? What could it be? So, think, children, think and tell. Okay. So, it is very important to use some natural methods, some what do you call some alternate methods other than using this spraying of these chemical pesticides and insecticides directly. Okay. So, it is must and should we have to control these insects and pests, but some natural enemies, that is why the biological control methods have been arrived. Okay, the biological control methods are those methods which the natural in which the natural enemies can be used to control the insects and pests. Certain bacteria, Bacillus thuringiensis is the bacteria used to control certain insects in that particular area. Okay. So, here see the natural pollinators like these honey bees and butterflies. Okay. See here. So, suppose we can use some other methods that do not give rise to these problems. For example, they say we can make use of natural food chains to control pests, not only natural enemies of those particular insects and pests we can use to control them. Remember, we had discussed the food chains in the chapter different ecosystems, isn't it? There are many insects that eat other insects. They are called predatory insects. Okay. We can make use of these predatory insects to control those dreadful insects which cause damage to the crops. There are also certain birds are there that eat insects. We can use these birds to get rid of insects. Similarly, people say we can capture harmful insects and kill them. Okay, there are certain methods are there, certain chemicals which attract these insects. Some insect traps are arranged and those chemicals are placed in that, so that these insects are collected or trapped, and some radiation method can be used to sterilize these insects, so that their population may decrease, may not increase. Okay. So, the problem is that this method is both very slow and time consuming. Okay. Natural methods will take time, but they are environment friendly. So, however, the supporters of this method say the process can be speeded up. For example, if a lighted bulb, Deepapu Teralu, is placed in a field, then what happens? The insects would cluster around it, will gather. Okay, discuss with your friends and try to find out some other alternates for pests. Natural pest controlling methods. Generally, the farmer use synthetic pyrethroids like pesticides, insecticides to control the pests on crop. There are so many natural pest controlling techniques are there, so which are followed by our farmers. Traditional methods are there. So, Vyapakashayam is one of the natural pesticide. Okay, neem oil cake. Some insects control the harmful insects, and they are called as friendly insects. The insects like spiders, dragonfly, chrysopa, mirids, ladybird beetle, etc., are the insects that eat worm like jacids, thrips, and stem borers. Okay, this is the natural method of using natural enemies. Okay. Another one, a bacteria by name Trichoderma. Trichoderma bacterium lives in the eggs of stem borer, tobacco caterpillar, gram caterpillar, and destroy these pests at the egg stage itself. Trichoderma bacterium. Some bacteria like Bacillus thuringiensis, it destroys some pests. Okay. So, biological control methods by natural enemies and predatory insects. Okay, you can see here the caterpillar has been eaten by this insect. Here also. Okay, here also the natural enemy. So, mosquitoes are attacked. You know, the male mosquitoes will suck the juices from the plant. Okay. So, here locust, it is eaten by stick insect. So, some mixed crops also control some pests and diseases. After paddy, cultivating black gram, groundnut, etc. will prevent virus disease on paddy. So, after cotton, we have to cultivate maize and gingerly, which prevents the gram caterpillar. After red gram, cultivating maize and corn will prevent the spotted bollworm and dried disease. See, crop rotation. It helps in controlling the pests and diseases. Okay, virus disease can be prevented by growing groundnut black gram after cultivating the paddy. So, gram caterpillar can be prevented by growing maize and gingerly after cotton. And here spotted bollworm, the dried disease, this can be prevented by growing or by cultivating maize and corn after red gram cultivation. Okay, these are called akarshaka pantalu, okay, which attract. Okay, do you know why jatropha in cotton fields, marigold in mirchi fields cultivated? Okay, these plants are akarshaka pantalu. They attract these insects and pests which attack the normal crop. Okay, and we can easily take out the improvement in the food production and sustaining soil health, environmental protection are both the sides of agricultural practices. Okay, wrong methods of agriculture may not only harm the soil, it affects the environment. The farmer should be aware of quality, innovative practices in agriculture. Okay, otherwise the farmer has to face loss of yield. Okay, so read the book, children. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.